Hello, welcome to Waypoint Survival. Today, let's talk about a first aid kit. Stay tuned. In the classes that I teach, and also in one of my videos called the 7 Survival Priorities, and I'll put a link to it right up here, I talk about the 7 priorities that you need to consider when you're in a survival situation. And they are fire, water, shelter, food, signaling, navigation, and first aid, or self-aid as it were. I've not done a video on first aid or a first aid kit, and so I would like to do that today. And the good folks at Surviveware were kind enough to send me a kit. They contacted me a couple of weeks ago and asked me if I would be interested in looking at their kit and doing a review of it. Now, I don't often sell a lot of things on my YouTube videos, and I try to only demonstrate and show the things that I personally use. Most of it, of course, pretty much all of it so far I've bought with my own money. And I've had several other requests from other companies to want to sell their stuff or demo their items. And so far, I've pretty much just said no to that. But this company I felt was worth looking into. And when they sent me this first aid kit, I was very pleased with it. And when I opened it up and looked inside, I found it's pretty complete. So to get into some specifications about the kit before I show you what's inside, first of all, it only weighs about 16 ounces. That's a pound. It has some very excellent attachments back here, which is also MOLLE compatible. You can see the snaps right here. First you open that up on each side, and so it has 2 of them. And so that's really handy. You can also fasten it on the handlebars of your bicycle if you want to use this as like a road rash kit or survival kit for your bicycle if you happen to need such a thing. It would be great for motorcyclists. It's very small, very convenient, nice red package. The bag has really heavy duty zippers, and it's 600D nylon, so really well made. And that was one of the first things I noticed right out of the box was this is a really well made package. It's not some cheap little thin plastic vinyl thing. This is really well made. So just to give you a size comparison of some of the other kits that I use, this right here of course is the one that they sent me, and I appreciate them doing that, from Surviveware. You can see there's their logo right there. And then also this is a shoulder kit that I've put together, and I've traveled extensively with that. And as a matter of fact, when I was out of the country a few years ago is when I put this one together. This right here is a much larger kit that I carry, and it has stethoscope and of course your scissors and all of the stuff in it that you might need for a pretty serious wound care situation. And I use this when I teach my classes, so in case something happens, I'm able to deal with the situation, get them stabilized until we can get the ambulance on the grounds. So know a little bit about first aid kits, been using them for quite a few years, and of course it's something that you hope to never have to use in a serious way. So let's break this kit apart and open it up and show you what's inside. So in this first zipper pouch here is inside just a small little bag. It has 5 tiny pill-sized baggies inside for your personal medications. That's a really nice touch. And I want you to notice that there's quite a bit of room in this bag. It's not packed full. And of course that's so you can add your own medications and anything else that you would like to it. So opening it up, first impression is, wow, really well stocked and very nicely put together. As you can see, it has all of the things listed here that you would need, and it's very well put together. And you pull these out here and you can see a little better the different headings for all of your wounds and whatever you might need to do with a sick person or someone who had gotten injured. So here are the contents of the bag all laid out, and I'll go over them quickly. First of all, just so you can see how well the bag is put out and laid together, and things are labeled quite well. The only thing that wasn't labeled that I wish it was is this tourniquet here, and I'll show you that in a minute. But everything else is very well labeled so you can repack it. A second really nice thing is this little Know Your First Aid Kit. And it's a plastic card that shows you everything that's in there, so once you use things, you can easily reorder and repack. Now, there are a lot of Band-Aids in this package, and you could probably take some of them out to spare some room, because, again, you don't need that many Band-Aids. We have 20 over here of just regular size Band-Aids. And then over here are the much larger strips, the butterfly bandages and stuff, wound closure strips. So some of these you'd want to keep, but probably wouldn't need all of that necessarily if you wanted to pack some other things in here. It does have 2 eye pads, which is great because you have 2 eyes, a large cotton gauze swab, and we have a non-woven triangular bandage here, emergency blanket, which of course is a very nice touch, 3 antiseptic towelettes, 3 sting relief, 3 alcohol prep pads, a pressure bandage, of course, with the closures and fasteners, and then a conforming bandage, which you can use for various things. It's just a heavy roll of gauze. So that's a pretty nice touch also. Then coming over here, we have the Tourniquet and the Cpr Kit, which I'll open a little bit more. It comes with this really nice little aluminum whistle, which I thought was a great and thoughtful touch, just from the perspective of if you are seriously hurt, it could be by yourself, that's a great way to signal for help. We have some cotton swabs here. There are 4 of these safety pins, and that's really good for fastening the triangular bandage and various things on you. Splinter probes, which are sterile. You just pull this little round piece off, and there's a very small stainless steel pin that help you gouge splinters out. A very nice set of medical shears. There is a pair of tweezers here, a pretty nice roll of these hypoallergenic adhesive tape, or just medical tape. So a lot of tape there, and I'm not sure exactly how many feet, so I don't see it listed, but anyway, quite a few feet of tape there, and then of course more bandages. But let's get into the Cpr Kit and this tourniquet. So when I first looked at this, I was pretty impressed that it comes with its own little package, has a belt loop that you can carry it, and a little D-ring, or a little, not a D-ring, but just a regular stainless steel ring, like a key ring if you would. Opening it up, you immediately see this right here. It says Adult CPR, and so pulling out what's inside, I realized that this is actually a panel that's stitched in. It's made of on a nylon cloth. And it has all of this information here about adult CPR, which is really great in an emergency situation. But then if you flip it over, it has for a child or a baby, and the different steps that you would use for compressions and how to do it. And that's just a great touch. I mean, that's a really neat thing to have right there. Then of course here is what you would put over the person's mouth to keep everything sterile when you are giving mouth to mouth. Antiseptic towelette, and a pair of gloves to keep yourself and the person from further infection. So this is really nice. Of course, this goes with the rest of the kit also. If anything that you would need blood to keep blood off of you or from infecting the person who is injured. Now for the tourniquet. Well, this isn't a professional tourniquet. It's not a cat tourniquet or anything like that, but it is designed so you can pull it. It's made of elastic, and it does have this release here to open it. So that's nice because you can snap it together, and you can use this one-handed. It's fairly effective, and I'll show you how that works. So if you were hurt and doing this by yourself, all you would have to do is just open this and then slide it onto wherever it was that you were wanting to put the tourniquet. So we'll say right here, and then all you have to do is pull this and adjust it around and just keep pulling, and it will get tighter and tighter, and it does hold pretty well. It will immediately start to cut off the circulation. I can already feel the blood flow changing in my arm, and veins starting to stand out, and so it is a pretty effective tourniquet for that. And then to release it, it's very easy. You just push that, or of course you could pull it back the other way. But like I said, while it's not a cat tourniquet, it is, I think, still for the size and fitting in this kit, I think it's pretty effective. So I think this is a great first aid kit, And of course it lacks some things. One of the things I would put in would be a small bottle of povidone iodine solution for cleaning around the wound to help the bandages stick a little better. Of course there's no aspirin, there's no kind of pain relievers in there. That would be a good idea. Maybe some burn gel. But the folks who put this together at Surviveware have put together a pretty comprehensive package with the idea of it being sort of a base kit, so that you can then add to it your personal medications as well as according to your skill level. For most people that don't have any medical training, this kit is going to do everything and probably a little bit more than what you're trained to do. So it's a good kit, and I would really recommend it. Now the great thing is for my viewers is I have a discount code, and I'm going to put it on the screen. And if you go to their website, which is www.surviveware.com, and put this in when you buy it, you'll get 10% off. So I would encourage you to check out this kit, go to their website, and see what you think. So this Surviveware first aid kit is easy to pack and repack. Everything in it that could get waterlogged is in Ziploc bags, so that's well thought out. And normally the price for this is $54.95. But I just checked the website and it's actually on sale for $33.95. And then of course I'll give you a 10% off code in this link below. I'll link to this, and then I'll put it also on the screen so you can use that coupon code to get your 10% off. I think it's a good kit, and I think it's something you definitely use. It's lightweight, it's easy to carry, it's got multiple carry options, and it's very scalable to what you need. It's also not too big. I mean, obviously we'd all like to carry, you know, an ambulance or a doctor with us, but that would be a little too heavy. So when it comes to first aid kits, I think this one is a really great idea. It's well put together, and it's a good price point. This is James Bender for Waypoint Survival. Please like, share, and subscribe. Make sure and check the links in the description below, and make sure and press that bell button to stay notified of all of our upcoming videos, and we'll talk to you next time.